The Men in Black are back, and it's about time because the Masters of the Universe are back in space. Or would you rather deal with the zombie plague from 28 years later first? Well, see it for yourself with this week's KinoCheck news. Could we be in for a treat? A new image gives us a first look at Adam Driver and Natalie Emmanuel in Francis Ford Coppola's science fiction epic Megalopolis. The image was published via Vanity Fair and shows us the two main actors. Adam Driver is looking through a kind of telescope. The skyline of a huge city can be seen in the background. The rough plot of Megalopolis is set in future New York and presents us with a city that has been almost entirely destroyed. A young architect, played by Adam Driver, now plans to rebuild it as a huge new utopia. However, this vision meets with resistance from the mayor, and a love affair with his daughter is likely to cause further trouble as well. According to Coppola, Driver's character is also capable of stopping time. The development of Megalopolis is marked by countless hardships and obstacles that Coppola had to endure over decades. In the meantime, though, the legendary director's passion project seems to be as good as finished. According to Vanity Fair, however, a number of initial test screenings were met with mixed reactions, ranging from impressed to perplexed. In addition to Adam Driver and Natalie Emmanuel, we will also get to see Aubrey Plaza, Shia LaBeouf, Dustin Hoffman, and Giancarlo Esposito in the movie. An exact release date has not been announced yet. One of the most iconic dogs in the entire history of film and TV series is back. Since his debut in 1969, Scooby-Doo has been an indispensable part of pop culture. Although the adventures of the gang around Scooby-Doo, Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Shaggy have already been adapted for the film and series market a number of times, Netflix is now planning a live-action series. As Deadline reports, writers Scott Rosenberg and Josh Applebaum will be in charge of the new version of Scooby-Doo. They were previously involved in the Cowboy Bebop live-action series. Details regarding the plot are not known yet. However, it is reasonable to assume that the story will be based on the cartoon series from the 1960s. Our main characters will therefore probably have to deal with a number of bizarre cases in which nothing is quite as it seems at first. In 2002, the iconic Great Dane was adapted into a live-action movie for the first time. The movie, written by James Gunn, was quite successful with worldwide box office takings of $275 million, but was rather poorly received by both critics and fans. News from the Men in Black. 5 years after the spin-off Men in Black International, another movie about the secret organization seems to be in the works. However, it probably won't feature leading actor Will Smith. The rumor originates from Hollywood insider Daniel RPK, who has proven himself to be a trustworthy source on several occasions. Apparently, Sony Pictures is working on a new Men in Black movie. However, it is not known whether this is another spin-off or a continuation of the trilogy featuring Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. A few years ago, there was talk of a crossover with the guys from 21 Jump Street, but since then, nothing has come of it. One thing seems to be certain though, Will Smith will most likely not make a return. Initial reactions from fans have been accordingly negative. Many expressed their concerns that a Men in Black movie without the two old leading actors just wouldn't be the same. However, it could well be that Smith simply has no desire to step in front of the camera again for the franchise. In 2019, he already stressed that the trilogy was done for him and that there was no need for another part. The flop of Men in Black International may also have confirmed his belief. By the power of Grayskull! The Masters of the Universe movie keeps taking shape and has finally got a release date. According to Variety, the film, directed by Bumblebee director Travis Knight and produced by Amazon MGM, will be released in US cinemas on June 5, 2026. In terms of story, Masters of the Universe is about the 10-year-old prince Adam, who crashes his spaceship on Earth and is then separated from his magical power sword, the only link to his home on Eternia. He then sets off in search of the powerful weapon and returns to his home planet 2 decades later to defend it against the evil forces of Skeletor. But first, he must uncover his own past in order to finally become the mighty He-Man. So far, it's not known who will play the role of the prince with the iconic hairstyle. The last time He-Man was seen in the movies was back in the late 80s, starring Dolph Lundgren. Given the success of Barbie, it seems that the company now really wants to devote more attention to Mattel toys. Alongside the Masters of the Universe movie, adaptations of Hot Wheels, Barney, and Bob the Builder are also on the pipeline. Whether these projects will also be convincing from a quality perspective remains to be seen. With over 35 million games sold, several novels, and a wide range of merchandise, the Kingdom Hearts franchise is a huge success. The story has enjoyed continued popularity for over 20 years so far. A film adaptation is now set to follow, for which Disney could once again team up with developer Square Enix. The rumor comes from the industry insider, the Diz Insider, who commented on the plans during a Q&A session. The popular action series, in which a number of characters from the world of Disney and the Final Fantasy universe come together, could actually be adapted for the big screen in the form of an animated movie. Interestingly enough, this is not the first time that rumors about a Kingdom Hearts adaptation have circulated. Back in 2020, Emery Kaya, editor-in-chief of the Vulcan Reporter, shared similar information. At the time, it was said that a series for Disney Plus was in the works, for which Square Enix was to create a pilot using the Unreal Engine, meaning it would be completely CGI-based. But it seems that plans have since changed. On X, fans have already expressed their first wishes as to what the plot of a potential movie may look like. Some emphasize the importance of faithfully recreating the unique style and characters from the game. Others hope that the storyline will go beyond the events of the first game and appeal to a wider audience. In spite of all the excitement, we should keep in mind that these are only rumors. There is no official confirmation from Disney as of yet. A controversial report about the filming of Dwayne Johnson's upcoming action blockbuster, Red One, is currently making the rounds. The Hollywood star is said to have misbehaved massively on set. This goes back to the trade newspaper, The Wrap, which first reported on the problems on set. It seems that the likable Hollywood star's image is beginning to fall apart. Johnson is said to have been unpunctual several times on the set of Red One, which led to significant financial problems. On average, this amounted to around 7 to 8 hours a day. The movie, which was originally scheduled for Christmas of 2023 and then postponed to November of 2024, is said to have increased in cost by at least $50 million due to Johnson's continuous tardiness. The article also cited examples from the past in which Johnson is said to have attracted negative attention due to him being late on various film sets. One particularly explosive situation was apparently during the production of the Netflix blockbuster Red Notice, where colleague Ryan Reynolds allegedly lost it after a 5-hour wait. This is said to have led to an argument between the two stars, which also turned violent. Red One is currently slated for a theatrical release on November 15, 2024. In addition to Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans and J.K. Simmons are also involved as Santa Claus. Following the announcement that Alex Garland and Danny Boyle are working together on further films in their 28 series, there have now also been some changes to the cast of 28 Years Later. According to Deadline, a trio of actors have been confirmed for the leading roles. This trio consists of Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Fiennes, and the last dual star Jodie Comer. Initial rumors also suggested that Cillian Murphy could likewise return in his role. 28 Years Later is set to be the start of an entire film trilogy. Boyle is directing the first movie, while Garland will write the screenplays for all 3 parts, each with a budget of around $75 million. For the 28 Years Later sequel, Nia DaCosta has been hired as director, having already impressed with her remake of Candyman. There are still no details about the plot or a possible theatrical release date. However, 28 Years Later is set to go into production this year, so a release in 2025 seems quite possible. That's it for this week's most interesting news. We hope there was something for you to now look forward to. If you still have some time to spare, we recommend checking out our new series previews covering Netflix's Horizon 2074 or Amazon's The Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power Season 2. But before you do so, please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.